Anneliese Dodds put a brave face on it, arriving at Cabinet on Tuesday. She already knew then that her international aid budget was being slashed by 40% in order to increase the spending power of the Ministry of Defence. And it appears she had already decided to quit as she listened to the Prime Minister reluctantly announce his decision.
I want to be clear to the House. That is not an announcement I am happy to make.
But she waited until after the Prime Minister's visit to Washington before sending him her letter of resignation. These are unprecedented times, she wrote, when strategic decisions for the sake of our country's security cannot be ducked. Instead, the tactical decision was taken for overseas development aid to absorb the entire burden. Ultimately, these cuts will remove food and healthcare from desperate people, deeply harming the UK's reputation.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear if Anneliese's resigned. I've been in the convention of the North Conference, but it is a really difficult decision that was made. But it was absolutely right that the Prime Minister and the Cabinet endorsed the Prime Minister's actions to spend more money on defence.
Anneliese Dodds said the cuts to overseas aid were so deep that the government would struggle to meet even the commitments to Gaza, Sudan and Ukraine, which the Prime Minister wants to keep.
It really does highlight that these cuts are poorly thought through and are going to cause a lot of harm. We agree with absolutely everything that she said in her resignation letter about the harm that those will do, and we call on the government to think again.
The Prime Minister returned from Washington this morning after a trip widely seen as successful. His decision to boost defence spending at the expense of aid spending may have smoothed his path with the White House, but it makes relations with his own party more complicated.